This is Jack Burton in the Pork Chop Express, and I'm talking to whoever's listening out there.
We'll do it!
Before we get into this, I've come up with a new point scoring system here. I'm going to score everything on dumplings. Sumai, prawn and pork dumplings, my favourite. Obviously 1 dumpling being good, 5 dumplings being a taste sensation. For you boys and girls that are worried about weight, let's call that 1.4 kilograms and £3 in old money. If you're somebody that only uses track saws because you don't have the space for a table saw, I strongly suggest getting one of these. I'd go with this one or the original version though, because this can cut angles. The others on the market can't. I think for the money, it's worth investing in one that can. Now that's a nice afterthought, isn't it? But the one thing that struck me about this is the fact it actually shortens the track. I now can't use that 1400 track to cut an 8x4 sheet in half, whereas I could before. It's just big enough that you could do a plunge cut and the end of that blade would come out the other side by a hair. Unfortunately, Festool make these tracks too small. So do so many other companies. I don't understand their thinking behind it. And so you have to extend the track. In my opinion, these guide rail squares come into their own when once you've broken down the sheet goods and you're cutting to size. At this price point though, I wouldn't expect something like this out of the box to become square. So you can see that guide rail is far from square. It's a simple process of getting it square though. Unlock those 2 bolts. There's enough slop in that plate to jiggle it about and you'll get there very quickly. It's a no-brainer really. I just used a square I could trust. It's nice and long, and then lined the rail up with that line and then locked it off. This jig will cut 0 to 60 degrees in 5-degree increments, and of course you've got your 22.5 degree cut in there as well. Why anyone thinks everybody works in 5-degree increments, I'll never understand. For me, this is a luxury for someone that's got a proper cabinet saw, table saw. If you haven't, this is a must-have, I think. I thought this was pretty epic. You get that clamp right in there. You need to use clamps when you're using this rail square, to be honest with you. It's too difficult to hold it in place and use the saw. So if you like the cut of my jib, please like and subscribe. Share if you're really feeling kinky. And we'll see each other again. Be lucky.